buddy. How are you? You ready to go work today? That's a good boy. Yes. That's a good boy. Yes, you are.
Morpheus is a crime fighter.
Morpheus is a 16-month-old German Shepherd born in Czechoslovakia and trained in Pennsylvania.
Morpheus was there for 12 weeks. I was there for 6 weeks. The 6 weeks prior, Morpheus was trained in tracking, obedience, narcotic work, area building searches. The only thing when I got there that I had to personally get on par with him was article searches. When I got there, he knew what to do already. It was more or less that I needed to catch up with him and read what his signs were when he did these things like article building searches, narcotics, how he alerted. He already knew what he was doing. It's just I had to catch up to him in that 6 weeks. Training was pretty intense. It was, you wake up every morning about 6 o'clock. You have to have your dogs ready to go and everything about 8 o'clock, and you work to about 7 o'clock at night. The first week, I remember that, you did 100 or so dry runs around cars, just without the dog, just going around cars, simulating that you're doing a sniff of a vehicle with a K9. And then you didn't even get your dog till maybe Thursday of that week. So 4 days we were just doing dry runs. So you got a feel for what you would be doing. And then after that, it's just you do everything. You do narcotics, going around cars, you go in buildings, you go in abandoned buildings, you go into warehouses, you go to fields for tracking. You name it, we would do it. There are different sites for everything that we would do. Go into dark buildings, we did night training, we did day training. We did cross training, which means if we did a track, say we did a 150-yard track, we'd have people walk across the tracks to kind of try to throw him intentionally to see if he'd still be able to stay on the same track, and he did that fine. It's just, we went through so much training, it's just, I didn't even fathom that going into it.
And all this training is a dream come true for Officer Wojak.
I've always loved working with animals. I had everything at my house. I had horses at one point. I have dogs. I have 2 other dogs at my house. We had flying squirrels at our house. We have fish at our house. So we're an animal family. But ever since starting my career in law enforcement, watching the dogs on the street too, it's amazing what these dogs can do.
And so, once in Pennsylvania, it became important for these two partners in crime to bond.
You know, it definitely wasn't the first week, because at the end of the days, we take them for 15-minute walks, and that's how you did the bonding process. You take them for the walks, and they're like, oh, well, this is my buddy here. He takes me out to have fun. So the first week, he was kind of, who's this guy? Second week, he kind of got a little closer to me in the walks. And then by the third week, we were really bonded pretty good, I'd say. We'd go in the field, and after a hard day training, he'd just flop on the ground, want his belly pet, or he'd come back to me right away when I call him back to me. The first and second week, he wasn't that friendly for that, but now he won't leave my side.
And while Morpheus has officially taken his place alongside his master, he has also become part of the Wojak family.
He has transitioned very well. My wife and my daughter are best friends with him. He knows exactly who to go to if he wants a treat, because they always have the treats, and he's really ready to flip on his belly to get treats and get his belly rubbed for him. My son, like I said, he's a little rigid, but in time he's gonna get used to Morpheus, and Morpheus can read when he's rigid, but when he acts natural, they're fine together as well.
But let us not forget, this highly skilled canine is above all still a puppy.
At home, he is the puppy. I have to watch my furniture because he likes to gnaw on things. So, but he is obedient.
And you might be surprised what it is that keeps Morpheus motivated.
A piece of PVC pipe. That is his reward for everything that he gets. Maybe a 6-inch, or not 6-inch, but a 12-inch PVC pipe that he gets whenever he does something correctly. For obedience, if he does something correctly in there, I'll give him the PVC pipe. If he does narcotics and he gets a fine, he'll get a PVC pipe. And that's his drive. That's what he wants. He wants his reward.
And it's not just Morpheus that reaps the reward of this partnership.
Yeah, every time I get out and stop or something, he's looking out the window watching. So I think he's watching out for me.
Morpheus has been sworn in to watch out for all the residents of Shelby Township, and his presence is certainly known.
Morpheus is a star of the community already. We put a picture up of Morpheus on Facebook. Boom, we got like 50,000 views just like that, okay? Very hard for us to get 50,000 views on anything. People love the police canine. They love Morpheus. He's a beautiful looking dog.
I think you'll see a lot of good things from Morpheus. I think he's going to do a lot of narcotic work in this township that is going to be beneficial to the community. Get the heroin out, get the marijuana, the cocaine, and anything that may be a problem to this community, I think he's going to work on and get it taken care of. Obviously, his apprehension, if we have any felons or anything like that, or resisting arrest, he's got no problem doing that. He's very good with his apprehension work. And I just tell people, just if you get stopped by the police and there's a K9 on scene and you have a felony warrant or you're thinking about running, don't do it, because you're not faster than the dog.
Wise words indeed. And with that, welcome to Shelby Township, Morpheus. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.